Guess I should build greenhouses around the farms. Do you think the villager AI can figure out a greenhouse with a door on it? Starting to remember why people don't build roads. Because it's boring. This. The thing is, in Minecraft, there's no advantage to building a road because you don't walk any faster. Maybe they should do that. Maybe you should like walk slightly slower on dirt and grass and slightly faster on stone. Like sand, gravel, dirt, grass should be like slower. Then people would build roads everywhere. Imagine if just walking on dirt is like soul sand. Everybody would complain so hard. Or maybe only if it rained. How about that? What if, when it's raining, walking on dirt and grass and sand is slower, but not when it's not raining? Then you have two options, right? You have the option of either putting a stone road or just like covering it up so the rain doesn't hit it. Alright, so there's the lights. And then I think I want some foliage down the bottom. Let me just like stay around there. It's quite nice, isn't it? I always underestimate how nice just a little bit of foliage is. Not really a gardener, I'm not into it. But it's actually kind of nice. You know what? Maybe I should be a gardener. Don't really have the right temperament. I like automation. I like stuff that works by itself. I've thought about like just leaving pots out in the open and seeing what weeds grow in it. So that's the kind of gardening I would do. I would just like maybe just like leave pots with like a bit of fertilizer, a bit of soil, and just don't plant anything and just see what happens. You probably get like weeds. But the thing is, the things that we call weeds, they're actually wildflowers. If you leave them long enough. I mean, people mow their lawns, right? And so it's just grass. But if you don't mow your lawn, eventually, like, you get wildflowers. I mean, I don't really want to maintain a lawn either. But I might just get a pot and then let the wildflowers grow by themselves in the pot. And then people who don't know anything about plants would look at it, oh, those are pretty flowers. What kind of flowers are those? And I'll be like, it's just weeds, man. I mean, they are living things, you know? Like, they do grow by themselves. You don't have to deliberately plant them. You don't have to deliberately cultivate. I mean, you can if you want to. In a way, isn't it more miraculous if the things just appear? Like, just put some soil in a pot and then like things just appear. Isn't that more miraculous? Of course they don't just appear, like I mean the seeds will fall in or something from somewhere else eventually. But it seems like it appears out of nowhere. Saw a documentary once about like new volcanic islands in the ocean. And then over time, like insects would fly over and they'll die. And then like the dead bodies of the insects will accumulate into like a sort of like a soil or like the precursor to soil. And then like seeds would float in. And then like plants would start growing in the cracks in the rocks where the dead insects have accumulated. and then like lichen and moss and things like slowly like organic matter accumulates on this like new bit of rock in the ocean. And then gradually, slowly you get like grass and then saplings and then trees. Eventually trees. That's kind of miraculous, isn't it? Like you have like a new bit of rock in the ocean and then like life gradually just appears. And again, it doesn't just appear, right? It floats in from elsewhere and like lands there. Anyway, I'm planting weeds right now. I'm just planting. This is basically weeds. Do I have mob griefing on? I think I do. Hold on, let me just... settings. Mob loot, wait. Mob griefing is on, alright. So I have to make sure I don't turn off peaceful, because then Endermen are going to start moving things around. But because mob griefing is on, the villagers can farm. Alright, so we have weeds. What does that look like? Basically weeds. I mean weeds, if you like, you know, put a nice box around the weeds, does it become a garden? Like if you just put a frame around a piece of junk, does it become artwork? Interesting, isn't it? If you put a frame around a piece of crap, does it become artwork? I mean, does it? Put a frame around some weeds, does it become a garden? Alright, so there's that, and then we should probably join the paths to the village roads. How do I do that? It's kind of off-center a little bit. And we do need lights for the city streets, or the town streets, whatever they call the village streets. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Where does that go? That goes that way? Oops. Why do I keep doing that? Is that good enough? Maybe a little bit wider. There you go. Alright, join that up with the village. I haven't joined up the village with the train station yet. But before I continue with that, let me take a brief break from building roads. Oh, the snow's gonna... You know what, I want to go to the other side so the snow doesn't fill up the streets there. Let me like play around with snow golems for a bit. Alright, so what are we thinking? Guess we don't want lights. So let's say Hopper. So we've got Hopper there. And let's say we put a chest underneath the Hoppers. Right. And then above this, we need to stop the golem from getting out. Stop the golem from moving up there as well. Let's put some glass in here so we can like see what's going on. Glass, glass, glass. Right, and then we have piston. And then we have piston on the other side too. Hold on, piston on the other side. And then snow. How many blocks of snow is 2 blocks and then pumpkin? Hi, welcome. So he doesn't... Him just standing there doesn't create snow. Lever. If I like lever him to the other side. Oops. It creates snow. And then if I lever him back to the other side again. And then if I lever him back to the other side again. We get we get snowballs. Alright, so you know what's gonna happen next. What's gonna happen next is we need a clock. Let's go ahead and clock here. And then let's go ahead and... Well, let me just like... put that like that, and then put that like that, and then like... comparator... It's actually easier than I thought it would be. I need a stronger signal than that. Let me lower this. And lower this. I mean, that lighting doesn't do anything. Let me put more lights up here. And then... repeater. There, and then redstone dust. There, and then just put a thing in here. And here comes the snowballs! Great! And it's a pretty tiny module too, right? Like it's just that, so you can always just build more modules to create more snowballs more quickly. This is actually really easy. Wow. And that little guy just gets pushed back and forth over and over again. I mean, it looks uncomfortable, but I can assure you he is not being harmed in any way. I mean, it's just funny, right? Look at him, look at him. And look at all these snowballs. Alright, so that's actually really easy to do. I think that's the fastest way to produce blocks that I've found so far, isn't it? I think it is. Because iron golems are slow as heck. And it takes 9 iron ingots to get 1 block. Wheat farms are pretty damn slow. Watermelon farms and pumpkin farms are pretty slow. Like you have to wait for the thing to grow and then you push them out and then you get a block. There's no waiting. There's no waiting for plants to grow. There's no waiting for things to spawn. You just like constantly shoving that guy left and right over and over again. And you get one snowball each time. You can probably make it faster too. Like the pistons are not moving as fast as possible. You can probably make that faster. And there's something delightfully industrial about it. There's something amusing about watching that guy get pushed back and forth. Why are we here? Just to produce snowballs. Like, it is efficient and funny, right? Look at him.